Hi, I'm Chris, and here we are at Ryetec to talk about the Contractor Collector range of machines. So here we have is a 2.2 Contractor Collector. This is the largest in the range. We start at 1.2 and go up to 2.2 in steps of 1.2, 1.6, 1.8, 2 metre, and then the 2.2. This machine here, the 2.2, is a high tip model. We offer the high tip in the 1.6, the 1.8, the 2 metre, and the 2.2. The high tip on this machine is a pivot about this point, which you'll see on the video when we open and shut it in a bit. All our high tip machines come with road lighting kits as standard. LEDs up here nicely for it. So the Contractor Collector range, they all use this style of cast hammer flail. And these machines are for cutting grass all the way up to anything up to 75mm in diameter brash. On the Contractor Collector range, they're all the same, whether they're a high tip or a low tip. This is the high tip model. 17mm socket or spanner. There's one nut on the back of here to undo. Then the guard swings back out the way, and then there is a gate pin to remove the front edge of it. And there you are, belt out the way so you can work and look at your belts. On the Contractor Collector range of machines, they will all be a BX55 belt size. It is written on the inside with permanent marker, but it is also in your manual what size belt you need. So here we are on the 2.2. This one has 5 belts in total, and the 1.2 has 3 belts and the various sizes in between. So in here, to tension the belts, we have a thread adjuster on here with a locking nut in there to lock it off when it's in position. So to avoid you having to take the belt guard off all the time to grease the bottom bearing for the rotor here, there is a pipe running the grease nipple right the way to the top for the inside edge here. So there's no finding a hole through the belt guard to get onto the grease nipple for the bearing. It's up the top here, easy to get to, so you can keep that bottom bearing greased on your rotor. So on the less complicated side of the machine, without the belts, greasing of the bottom bearing is just done plain and simple on the top there, easy to get at. On the back of these machines, all the Contractor Collectors have rollers, they all have bearings, and they all need greasing. And they're just plain and simple, nice and easy on the end here to do. All our Contractor Collectors are fitted with this cast flail, just over 1 kilo a piece. And they're all held on with these high tensile 18mm bolts. This is how you change them if you needed to change your flails, is in through the top here. The rotor cuts coming around that way. The flail pulls the material past this mulching bar here and then throws it up the chute here and into the grass box. Now you can add a second one of these sharp tooth bars on here, second mulching bar, which will chop up your material finer, but it does take a bit more power out the tractor and you just have to run a little bit slower on your forward speed to do it, because obviously it's having to cut something twice before it chucks it in the grass box. The Contractor Collector high tip, it is the same on the low tip, the clamshell models. They have a pilot shut-off valve on there. So it means that when the tractor's turned off, the keys are out the ignition, this grass box will not come down on you while you're changing the flails, because this locks it off. So all our Contractor Collectors, they're a 540 input drive. We have a overrun clutch in the angle drive gearbox and an oil-filled cross shaft lubricating the top bearing there. On this 2.2 machine, we've got Cat 2 pins, and the machine comes with a fixed pin option to fix your linkage, but for best contour following, you really want it in the slotted function for the pins. They can be spec'd with wearing skids here, the black pieces there, on the bottom there, and we normally supply them just like this. And you set your cutting height between the roller and your lower link arms on your draft control of the tractor. On really rough terrain, you don't want a caster wheel at the front here getting in the way. But we can supply them as an option with a caster wheel kit that goes on there, self-centering as an option. So on your Contractor Collectors, you have 2 options of bearing. You have the standard variety, and then you can also have the super variety with a fully metal machined casing. This stands a bit more shock loading, so if you're really in the tough stuff, this is the one you want to be on. If you're just doing grass, wildflower meadows, that kind of thing, you're on that one. For any questions, get in touch with us down here at Ryetec. Happy to talk, happy to answer anything you need to know.